could be my favorite interview. There's one person in my life that I feel so cherished to have, and that's Alicia Post. Not only are you an incredible person, an executive that is changing literally the landscape of the Jewish community, but your drive is like nothing I've ever seen in terms of how you feel so passionately about the Jewish community. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, it takes one to know one, so thank you. Birds of a feather, as they say in my chevra. But I have worked for Israel and the Jewish people for 26 years, not to date myself, but starting out at a brand new organization that people probably have heard of now called Birthright Israel, but um, currently the executive director of the RZA Mizrachi, the Religious Zionists of America, the first female, first non-rabbi. Of course, my joke is if I was a rabbi, I wouldn't be in the position. In any case, so I am the executive director of Mizrachi USA, the Religious Zionists of America, and we have a lot to do and a lot of exciting things. But of course, as you know, my passion of Israel and the Jewish people falls online.
So let's touch about something that you mentioned because it's really powerful. The first female, right, executive director, which is important, right, in especially the Jewish communal world, right. In a lot of cases, senior executives have been male, right, and breaking through that glass, but also recognizing your skills of a connector, an organizer. Why is it so important now, sort of, to be a part of the Jewish community, especially like the rise of anti-Semitism and Jew hatred and anti-Israel? In your role, what are you seeing in like the communities that you work with?
Absolutely. So one of the projects that we've been working a lot is a college fellowship program we're doing that's in partnership with Yavna and a bunch of, but we have amazing college fellows around the country that we're helping to train. And we also have a Masul program, a gap year program in Israel. And, we're really trying hard to connect to younger generations as well. So not only first female, but probably on the younger side of people that have ran the organization as well. And it's just so important now more than ever. I think that, I gave somebody my card the other day and they looked at it and they said, "Oh, you probably shouldn't say Zionist." And I said, "Oh, no, we proudly say Zionist. That's part of our core, that we care about Israel and the Jewish people." And I think what's a little bit different about this role that I feel so passionately about is that it's not just Israel and the Jewish people, but it's the Torah and it's religious Zionism. And that's really the essence of who we are and what is so important and what makes us who we are. So
You were an early adapter on social media to most of the platforms, right? Over the years, we've talked about, the big ideas of how you can connect people. This was 7 degrees of Alicia Post?
Six.
Sorry,
It was
six?
counting.
Six, all right, six. So how does social media play in that you're seeing now in people are called like Zios and all these different things. We're at Impact, we're in several high schools in New York, and we had a question about like what do I do? Do I react to something? Do I just stay silent? What do I say? I don't know. What's your message to the youth?
So years ago, I was involved with an Israel advocacy organization, and we used to say there's like the 80-20 rule, right? That you're never going to convince certain people, and that it's not worth, you sit there. I mean, every day when I see comments, I it's so hard not to reply and not to do something, but you have to put your efforts in the right place and make sure that you're focusing. Let's engage the people who understand, who have a little bit, who just need the right wording, who need the right connection, who need the community. So there's a lot to be said, and I think you're right. I was an early adapter, and I didn't embrace it. It's amazing all the people who are doing what they do, but I also I struggle to find the time to you have to dedicate. Somebody came up to me the other day. They said, "Thank you, you do so much," and I said, "Oh, I don't even post like an ounce of what
Right.
I'm doing. I have a roll of photos of all the people I've seen and the events I've went to and what I've done." And I said, "But I don't sit there curating it and putting it up." And that's so important, the people that do and the people that resonate with it and the people that follow it. But for me, I'd rather be out there and trying to do it, but it's a fine line. You also have to get it out there and let people know what you're doing. So finding that balance is definitely a little challenging for sure.
Yeah. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that like just go with it, right? Like just if you feel comfortable in posting, do it. Like show your Jewish pride, Jewish joy, and especially in these times, Jewish joy is really important, right? Like we don't realize how important that is. Like the Jewish joy idea that it's okay to be loud and proud.
Well, I think that that for sure, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. But I think there is a challenge. There is a hesitancy every time I think about posting something. First of all, is it on my personal account or my work account? And you know, I hate to say it, but like there is that fear of you say one thing, you don't know. They used to say the best way to make a viral moment is to not try, right?
Right.
So you don't know the one thing you're going to post that's going to really take off and going to be who you are. Everyone's going to know you as the person who wrote X or wrote Y, and it could be the best thing, but it also may not be the thing you want to be known for. And I think that there is that hesitation and fear, and people don't realize that social media lives on. Like even when it's gone, you know that it's
Right.
there.
And
So
organizationally, it's probably challenging also. Like, what's the right balance between advocacy, education, and
absolutely, and what the voice is, what you want to be portraying, what you want to make sure that people know, because there's a lot of things, and I hesitate. Do I post things that are just
right.
entertaining and interesting, and people are going to engage with, or am I really sharing content that matters? And even if it doesn't get as many views or likes because it's not that entertaining bit, but it's important. So trying to find that balance, and hopefully maybe some of my students will help me also navigate that as we go.
Right. Well, thank you so much for everything that you do, and I can say if you know Alicia Post, first of all, you're very lucky, but you know that you're in good company because she is a true hero of the Jewish community.
Thank you. It's an honor to always be with you, working with you, and knowing you.